Agent Elena Vasquez stared at the flickering screen in her dimly lit safe house, the hum of the city outside muffled by reinforced walls. It was midnight in Berlin, and the encrypted file she'd just decrypted revealed a web of deceit that reached farther than she imagined. Project Phantom, it read, a covert operation involving multiple agencies, including her own CIA. But the details were damning. Unauthorized surveillance on allied nations, black market arms deals, and a mole at the highest levels. Elena had been in the game for 15 years, rising from a field analyst to one of the agency's top operatives. Her specialty was cyber infiltration, but tonight, it felt personal. The file mentioned her mentor, Director Harlan Crow, as a key player. Crow had recruited her straight out of MIT, praising her knack for cracking unbreakable codes. Was he the traitor, or was this a setup? She rubbed her temples, the weight of exhaustion pressing down. Sleep was a luxury she couldn't afford. Grabbing her burner phone, she dialed a contact in MI6, Liam Hartley, an old flame from a joint op in Syria. "Liam, I need a favor," she whispered when he picked up. "Elena, it's been ages. What's the trouble?" "Can't say over the line. Meet me at the usual spot in 2 hours." The usual spot was a nondescript cafe in Kreuzberg, where they'd shared intel, and more, years ago. As she slipped out into the rainy night, Elena checked her surroundings. A black sedan idled across the street, but it pulled away as she emerged. Paranoia, or pursuit? At the cafe, Liam was waiting, his sharp features softened by the warm glow of string lights. "You look like hell," he said, sliding her a coffee. "Feel like it too." She leaned in, voice low. "I've got evidence of a rogue op. Involves Crow and possibly others. Phantom, ring any bells?" Liam's eyes widened. "Bloody hell. We've heard whispers. Thought it was Russian disinformation. What's your proof?" She passed him a USB drive under the table. "See for yourself." "But Liam, if this is real, we're both targets now." As they talked, Elena noticed a man at the bar, glancing their way too often. Tall, Slavic features, earpiece. "We've got company," she muttered. Liam nodded subtly. "Exit through the back. I'll cover." They split up. Elena darted into the alley, heart pounding. Footsteps echoed behind her. She turned a corner, pulling her silenced pistol from her coat. The pursuer rounded the bend, bang. He dropped, clutching his leg. Non-lethal, but enough to question him later. Back at the safe house, Elena patched into the agency's secure network, using a backdoor she'd installed years ago. The file trail led to a server in Zurich, owned by a shell company tied to a Swiss banker, Victor Klaus. Klaus was no stranger, he'd been on watchlists for laundering money for terrorist groups. But why involve the CIA? Her phone buzzed, an unknown number. "Agent Vasquez, you've been busy," a distorted voice said. "Back off, Phantom, or your friend Liam joins the list of casualties." "Who is this?" she demanded. "A concerned party. You have until dawn." The line went dead. Elena's mind raced. She needed more intel. Hacking into Klaus's personal emails, she found correspondence with Crow. "Shipment arrives tomorrow. Ensure the asset is in place." "Asset? What asset?" Dawn approached, and Elena decided to go on the offensive. She booked a flight to Zurich under an alias, packing light, fake IDs, a laptop, and her weapon. On the plane, she reviewed the files again. Phantom wasn't just surveillance, it was a plan to deploy AI-driven drones for targeted assassinations, disguised as accidents. The tech was bleeding edge, capable of facial recognition from orbit. If leaked, it could start a new arms race. Landing in Zurich, she rented a car and drove to Klaus's villa on Lake Zurich. The place was fortified, guards, cameras, the works. Posing as a delivery driver, she approached the gate. "Package for Mr. Klaus." The guard checked her ID, then waved her through. Inside, she planted a bug in the foyer while Klaus signed for the dummy package. "Danke," he said curtly. As she left, she activated the bug via her phone. Voices filtered in. Klaus in an American accent, "Crow. No, someone else. The drone prototype is ready. We test it on the defector tomorrow." Defector. Elena's blood ran cold. She knew of a high-profile Russian defector in protective custody in Geneva. If they hit him with a drone, it would look like a Kremlin job, escalating tensions. She tailed Klaus to a warehouse on the outskirts. Breaking in after dark, she navigated laser grids and disabled alarms. In the center, the drone, sleek in black, humming with power. She uploaded a virus to its system, nothing destructive, just a tracker. But alarms blared. Guards swarmed. Elena fought her way out, taking down 2 with precise shots. A bullet grazed her arm, but she escaped into the night. Back in her hotel, she bandaged the wound and checked the tracker. The drone was en route to Geneva. She called Liam. It's happening. Defector in Geneva. Drone strike imminent. I'm on it. MI6 has assets there. Meet me at the UN building. Elena arrived first, scoping the area. The defector, Sergei Ivanov, was scheduled for a briefing. She spotted the drone overhead, silent, invisible to most. Activating her virus, she overrode its controls, forcing it to land in a nearby park. Chaos ensued. Security teams rushed in. Liam appeared, grabbing her arm. You did it. But Crow's here. What? He's the asset. Phantom's his baby. He's been playing both sides for profit. Confrontation was inevitable. They cornered Crow in a side room. Elena, you don't understand, he pleaded, gun drawn. This is bigger than us. The world's changing, AI will rule intelligence. By killing innocents, she retorted. A shootout erupted. Liam took a hit, but Elena disarmed Crow, cuffing him. It's over. As authorities arrived, Elena reflected on the betrayal. Intelligence wasn't about gadgets or power, it was about truth, however ugly. In the aftermath, Phantom was dismantled. Elena received a commendation, but she knew the shadows never truly lifted. There were always more secrets, more deceptions. She vanished into a new identity, ready for the next call.